This is our news weekend. Coming up, a week of promotions in the Royal Bahamas Police Force continues with 2 new deputy commissioners taking their oaths. Our Daniel Miller has the highlights from the ceremony straight ahead. Plus, Prime Minister Philip Davis accuses opposition leader Michael Pintard of offering criticism instead of constructive input on the recent police appointments. And later, a juvenile male loses his life after the driver of a silver Mitsubishi Colt loses control and collides with a parked flatbed truck. Police share new details on the tragic incident. The story on Our News Weekend straight ahead. This is Our News Weekend. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. A tragic start to the new year as a young driver loses his life in a crash on Kings Highway in Bimini. It's the second deadly accident in just 48 hours. We're still learning more to this heartbreaking story and why police are urging extra caution on the roads. We'll get to that story in just a moment. But first, a fresh chapter in Bahamian policing is unfolding with 2 new deputy commissioners now sworn in to assist Royal Bahamas Police Force's new commissioner in fighting crime and rebuilding trust. The shift in ranks comes in the middle of an ongoing corruption scandal that has rocked the force. Our Daniel Miller was at Government House this afternoon as the new deputies took their oaths.
Another historic moment unfolded at Government House Saturday as Senior Assistant Commissioner of Police Kirkwood Andrews and Assistant Commissioner of Police Ashley Anthony Roll were both sworn in as Deputy Commissioners of Police. Their ascent to the rank follows Friday's swearing in of the country's first female commissioner, Shanta Knowles, who has taken the helm amidst an ongoing corruption scandal involving senior officers. It was a proud moment as Governor General Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia A. Pratt, issued the new deputies their instruments of appointment. And because of the overwhelming support from government officials, family, and the community, the ceremony was moved to the ballroom instead of its usual location in the drawing room. In his address, Minister of National Security Wayne Monroe, KC, was candid about the significant challenges the deputies will face in their new roles.
The current Commissioner of Police have assigned these 2 deputy commissioners to vital tasks given our current circumstances. Deputy Commissioner Andrews will be charged, as he is currently, with the corporate governance of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, and takes on the responsibility for discipline in the force. Discipline in the force is vitally important, as it is a disciplined force by name, and so discipline must reign to keep the organization clean and clear. Deputy Commissioner Roll is charged with community relations.
In a moment of personal reflection, the newly appointed deputies expressed their deep gratitude, sharing that their promotions are not only a divine calling, but also a historic moment they never could have imagined.
I started actually as a cadet. I joined in 1990 with a group of about 32 distinguished gentlemen. That's J Squad 1990. And through the years, I've developed and I continue to put my best foot forward.
Proud moment. I want to thank the Almighty God, because, without him, this would have never been possible. Because a lot of people can say blame promotion come from this one, that one, but it comes from God.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Philip Davis responding to Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard, accusing him of taking an attack-focused approach rather than offering constructive feedback on the recent leadership changes within the Royal Bahamas Police Force. In a statement released Saturday afternoon, Davis said he was disappointed, though not surprised by Pintard's comments about the new appointment of a deputy commissioner of police. He called Pintard's remarks unfounded and unhelpful. The Prime Minister praised the deputy commissioner, Anthony Roll, highlighting his decades of service and his important role in the urban renewal program, which has helped to make neighborhoods safer. Davis expressed confidence Bahamians are supporting the new leadership as they work to tackle gangs, violence, and disorder while rebuilding trust in local communities. Davis wrapped up the statement urging Pintard to offer that same level of support. And still on that fresh start for law enforcement in 2025, Prime Minister Philip Davis calling on Bahamians to join forces with police to tackle crime head-on. His appeal comes as a new police commissioner takes the helm following months of scandals that rocked the force, including allegations of corruption and drug smuggling. But as Joshua Williams reports tonight, the Prime Minister says it's time to turn the page and rebuild trust in the fight against crime.
Prime Minister Philip Davis is once again throwing his support behind the Royal Bahamas Police Force as it welcomes its new commissioner, Shanta Knowles. Speaking at Friday's handover ceremony, Prime Minister Davis reaffirmed the force's commitment to fighting crime in the new year under Knowles' leadership. But the PM says it's not just up to them to fight crime. He's calling on residents to also step up their game.
It is a reflection of something far deeper, a collective challenge that requires the attention, action, and commitment of every Bahamian. Crime is not just about laws broken. It is about the erosion of the values that binds us together as a society.
On crime scenes, police often stress the importance of not only working with them, but also taking charge of their households and wider communities, something the Prime Minister says should be a main focus this new year.
When families fracture, when communities turn inward, and when wrongdoing is tolerated because of familiarity or convenience, we all lose a piece of who we are. This is not a problem of policing alone. It is a problem that calls on us to reflect as a nation. What do we stand for? What do we wish to pass on to future generations?
Commissioner Knowles' historic appointment comes at a critical time when the force has been rocked with controversy and claims of corruption after a senior officer and others were implicated in a drug smuggling ring that was revealed by a shocking U.S. indictment. The head of the Criminal Investigation Department has also resigned in recent weeks after a viral voice note scandal. But the Prime Minister says with Knowles' appointment, the path forward begins now.
Building trust will not happen overnight, and it will not be easy. It will require vigilance, honesty, and the courage to confront uncomfortable truths. But I believe in the strength of this institution and in the resolve of the Bahamian people to demand and support meaningful change.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
Thanks so much, Josh. Meanwhile, Free National Movement Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands launching a sharp criticism of the Davis administration, calling it a hot mess ahead of the start of 2025. With 3 years in power, Dr. Sands argued government has made little progress and claims the country is now facing a crisis of government. 2024 saw troubling surges in homicides surpassing 100, while the burden of rising cost of living continues. In November, Prime Minister Davis said cost of living is determined by one's choices following a university study showing a middle-class family of 4 in New Providence or Grand Bahama needs over $10,000 per month to survive. But Dr. Sands furthered his argument, claiming government's handling of the issues has only worsened the crisis.
The Bahamian people shouldn't expect much from this divided, failed again, incompetent, scandal-ridden, all-for-me baby PLP. Even though time is running out on this PLP, we still got to endure this failed government that is limping to the finish line with more spin, more public relations, and more empty promises.
When Our News Weekend returns, a juvenile male loses his life in Bimini in a car crash. Police share more details on the tragic incident. We have that story coming up. And a Friday spill leads to partial flooding, raising health concerns at Montagu Beach. Officials insist it's an isolated incident. We speak with a vendor straight ahead. And later, Hollywood themes meet Indian-inspired costumes in a vibrant clash of creativity. Our Delvardo Emmanuel brings you all the highlights from Harbour Island's Junkanoo annual parade when Our News returns. Stay with us.
America's 47th President Donald J. Trump takes office on January 20th. With a decisive victory and clear mandate from the American people, what will his anticipated policy changes in immigration, taxation, climate change, foreign policy, and social reconstruction mean for the Bahamas and the region? Join On the Record with me, Jerome Sawyer, Thursday, January 23rd at 8 p.m. from the nation's capital for a special Mission to Washington.
A juvenile male lost his life early Saturday morning in a tragic accident on Kent Highway in Baileytown, Bimini. Police say the crash happened around midnight on January 4th when the driver, who was the sole occupant of a silver Mitsubishi Colt, reportedly lost control and collided with a parked flatbed truck. Police say the impact caused fatal injuries, and a local medical practitioner pronounced the young driver dead at the scene. Now, this marks the second deadly crash in less than 48 hours following a three-car collision in West Grand Bahama that claimed the life of an infant. Traffic officers from Grand Bahama are heading to Bimini to investigate as police continue urging drivers to exercise caution to prevent further tragedies. Well, vendors and beachgoers on Montagu Beach were caught off guard Friday by a sewage spill that left parts of the area flooded, disrupting foot traffic and raising health concerns. Take a look at these pictures showing what appears to be a large pool of water in the grass, almost resembling a small lake. Our News spoke with an official from the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources who confirmed the issue has been identified and is being addressed. Officials clarify there is no direct impact on the ocean and describe the spill as an isolated incident. The water and sewage team reportedly discovered the problem and has it under control. Meanwhile, Serenity Curry, whose family business remains unaffected by the spill, says she first learned about the incident through social media after taking the day off due to low cruise ship activity. She shared her initial reaction upon hearing the news.
If it is, the truth, then that means, a lot of people would be off of work for a while, and how that can affect other homes with cash flow. So I was like, that's kind of sad, but it is what it is. If they're saying that this is what has happened, then it is what it is. But I don't see a big deal. It's really more towards the bathroom. It's not even in the park.
Curry says fortunately there hasn't been a strong odor.
Even standing close here, I don't smell anything. I don't know if you guys do, but no, I think it's something just happened with the water line. It happens, it happened before. So it's just,
All right, still to come on Our News Weekend as 2025 unfolds, residents reflect on 2024 and outline aspirations for the year ahead. Here are their motivations and plans for a brighter future.
The 2025 Bahamas Bowl is in the books, and we're going to talk about it next on Our Sports Weekend.
America's 47th President Donald J. Trump takes office on January 20th. With a decisive victory and clear mandate from the American people, what will his anticipated policy changes in immigration, taxation, climate change, foreign policy, and social reconstruction mean for the Bahamas and the region? Join On the Record with me, Jerome Sawyer, Thursday, January 23rd at 8 p.m. from the nation's capital for a special Mission to Washington.
Good evening, Happy New Year, and welcome to Our Sports Weekend. I'm Tage Adderley. The Bahamas Bowl has returned to our sunny shores after it had to be moved last year as a result of renovations to the Thomas A. Robertson Stadium. And this is the first time that the game was played on a Saturday in the month of January. This year, the University of Buffalo Bulls and the Liberty University Flames squared up. Here's how things went. Buffalo got the 26-7 win over Liberty. The game was a defensive struggle in the first half, with the Bulls getting out to a 9-0 lead thanks to 3 field goals from Upton Belenfant. Buffalo's offensive MVP running back Al J. Henderson broke the game open in the beginning of the third quarter with a 45-yard touchdown scamper, and Bulls' defensive MVP linebacker Red Murdoch delivered the coup de grace, returning a pick 31 yards to the house for a score. Liberty's lone score came on a 31-yard pass from Nate Hampton to Reese Smith on a scramble drill in the fourth quarter garbage time. Bulls head coach Pete Lembo was proud of his players' effort.
Just an amazing effort. We talked this morning about how your best players have to step up in big games like this, and both of these guys did. So that was really special, and this game reflected our team a lot. Not perfect, but sticking together, handling adversity well, taking care of the football.
Congratulations to the Buffalo Bulls. Now we're going to see what Bahamians got up to on the court last night. Frederick King saw some action for the Creighton Blue Jays. The backup big man played 12 minutes, scoring 4 with 2 rebounds as they lost to Marquette 79-71. Over in the NBA, Klay Thompson scored 16 points to go with 3 rebounds and 3 assists, but his Mavs were down Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. They got rolled up by Cleveland 134-122. Now, VJ Edgecombe and the Baylor Bears and Coach Yo and the Mississippi Rebels played earlier today, and the Andre Ayton and the Blazers and Buddy Hield and the Warriors will play in the next hour. We're going to talk about all that tomorrow night. For our sports weekend, I'm Tage Adderley. Have a great evening.
Thanks so much, Tage. And when Our News Weekend returns, D'Amico Nesbitt, founder of Fitness Connection, compares workouts to hitting the gym, helping you choose the best path for your 2025 transformation. That's all coming up when Our News returns.
America's 47th President Donald J. Trump takes office on January 20th. With a decisive victory and clear mandate from the American people, what will his anticipated policy changes in immigration, taxation, climate change, foreign policy, and social reconstruction mean for the Bahamas and the region? Join On the Record with me, Jerome Sawyer, Thursday, January 23rd at 8 p.m. from the nation's capital for a special Mission to Washington.
Welcome back to Our News. If you're heading out on the roads this Sunday, January 5th, then be prepared for several closures. This as the Royal Bahamas Police Force's annual church service and parade will cause disruptions to traffic across key areas. The event kicks off at 2 p.m. at Life Changers Ministry on Bacardi Road, and officials are urging drivers to expect detours and parking restrictions. Here's what you need to know. Route 1 covers Bacardi Road, which will be closed from 12 p.m. until the parade finishes. No parking will be allowed between Carmichael Road and an unnamed road south of the church. By 12:30 p.m., this entire stretch will be blocked and drivers will be redirected until the procession is passed. Route 2 covers several roads, including Wolf Road, Bay Street, and East Street, which will also be closed from 4 p.m. until the parade ends. You can expect access to these side streets along these routes to be temporarily restricted during the parade. Drivers are advised to plan ahead. Well, cooler temperatures to ring in the first weekend of the new year. Wondering what we can expect? Meteorologist Ian McKenzie is in the Weather Center with more. Ian.
Thanks, Italian. Good evening, Bahamas. Welcome to your Saturday evening forecast. Gorgeous day outside. Especially right now, we have those temperatures only around 69, and that's chilly. Mostly clear. Feels like the same. Winds are from the east-northeast at 10 miles per hour. Great day for the bowl game. Freeport, we have 65, 66 in Marsh Harbour, 68 in Alistown, Great Harbour Key, and in Nicholstown, a pair of 69s in the capital, and in Governor's Harbour, Eleuthera. Central Bahamas, we have 70 in Camps Bay, as well as Arthurstown and Coburn Towns in Salvador, 72s in Georgetown, and in Deadman's Key, Long Island. In the southeast Bahamas, we have 74 in Duncantown, 72s in Colonel Hill, Delectable Bay, 75 in Matthewtown and Providenciales, Turks and Caicos, and 73 in Abrahams Bay, Mayaguana. Satellite and radar composite, nothing to talk about in terms of rain chances, pretty much nil through most of the week. High pressure building in the wake of that cold front that pushed through us, now racing through the central and eventually into the southeast Bahamas through tomorrow. Cool temperatures in the wake of this cold front that's expected to continue till about early week. Now for your boating, that front left us with some choppy seas. We have a caution in place for you boaters, and there's a high risk of rip currents for you swimmers out there. Winds will be north to northeast 15 to 20 knot seas, 4 to 6, but up to 8 feet offshore in those swells. High tide at 11:20 p.m. tonight, low tide at 5:28 a.m. tomorrow morning. In your extended forecast, cool temperatures will be with us. We expect a warming trend by about Monday, courtesy of another approaching cold front. Temperatures should dip. If you notice, your lows will be getting down into the low 60s, upper 50s, possibly by Thursday morning. Then we'd see a gradual increase by the end of the week, courtesy of another cold front. Stay warm, everyone, and take your vitamins because this is the flu and cold season. That's a wrap in the evening forecast. Make it a great, safe, fun night, everyone.
Thanks so much, Ian. Well, the streets of Harbour Island came alive this past weekend with a spectacular display of color and creativity. As 2 Junkanoo groups battle it out in the annual parade, the Zulu dancers brought the magic of Hollywood to life with iconic movie themes, while the Hilltop Warriors wowed the crowd with their vibrant Indian-inspired costumes. Our Delvardo Emmanuel has the story.
This year, the Zulu dancers brought the magic of Hollywood to life. Their theme, The Magic of Hollywood, took the crowd on a journey through iconic movies and characters that have shaped our pop culture. From the heartwarming Pride of the Lion King to the expansive worlds of Avatar and the animated joy of Toy Story, these Junkanooers truly turned Harbour Island into a scenic wonderland. The Zulu dancers honored some of Hollywood's most famous figures, with Maleficent casting her dark charm over the parade and Marilyn Monroe making a glamorous appearance. Even some superheroes from the Avengers joined the action, with Iron Man, Thor, and others stepping out in spectacular costume. But it wasn't just Hollywood on display. The Hilltop Warriors brought their own flair to the event, with stunning Indian theme adding a unique and colorful dimension to the parade. In addition to the parade, locals and visitors had a chance to join in on the action, participating in a cultural dance competition. Guests also had the opportunity to indulge in the flavors of the Bahamas, enjoying a feast of delicious local cuisine. It was truly an unforgettable celebration of culture, artistry, and community. Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
Thanks so much, Delvado. And just days into the new year, many are kicking off their 2025 fitness journeys. For those with health-related resolutions, the question often arises, are home workouts or gym workouts more effective for achieving your goals? Well, founder of Fitness Connection, D'Amico Nesbitt, weighs in on which approach may work best for your transformation.
I think you got to choose what's best for you. You know what your schedule is. You know what your budget is. You got to choose. It's just a matter of doing it. It's not one is not really better than the other. It's just doing making sure that you can get up, you can stay active, and you can do something. So maybe you start off home and then you go to the gym later because life changes. Sometimes your schedule might change. I had a child recently. I had to sort of cut back on the gym and do more home workouts because I had to be home some more. So when that happens in life, then you just make the changes. So whichever one is best for you.
And for those intimidated by the gym, Nesbitt says the reality of the average gym is likely not what you're expecting.
I see that a lot of people are intimidated, thinking they have a picture in their mind that the gym is full of these buff, good-looking people. I'm going to tell you that's not true. It's a couple of those who post, but actually it's a lot more people who are working towards the same goals that you probably have, who the same way they feel not so confident. And people don't go in the gym to put other people down for the most part, right? They go in the gym to encourage. So that same buff person that you might be intimidated of, they're probably going to be the one to help you, to give you the advice and encourage you. So don't be intimidated of the gym. It's actually a good way to get that extra support. Sometimes it's free.
All right, great advice. Well, 2025 is here, bringing fresh opportunities and goals for many across the country. Tonight, we hear from Grand Bahama residents about their New Year's resolutions as they reflect on 2024. It's that time of year again, the season of fresh starts and bold dreams. With 2024 in the rearview mirror, many Grand Bahamians are embracing 2025 with open hearts and renewed optimism. From setting new goals to hitting the reset button, this year is all about possibilities and taking steps towards a brighter future. And from moments of triumph to lessons learned, the year gone by means different things to different people. For Grand Bahama resident Pamela Seymour, 2024 was nothing short of awesome, filled with milestones and memories. But for business owner Janet Knowles, it was a mixed bag, a roller coaster of highs and lows. Still, with a resilient spirit, she's turning those challenges into stepping stones for success in 2025.
We give God thanks, whatever it was, good, bad, or ugly. We thank God for all things.
And I am just so grateful just for life, health, and strength. The basic things that people feel that is not necessary, but it is so necessary.
For West End resident Jairus Rule, 2024 was a year of recovery from both the COVID-19 pandemic and Hurricane Dorian.
And I've seen where we're doing much better than we were previous years. And so I'm looking forward to 2025, hoping to start capitalizing on revenue.
As for 2025, residents, including Seymour and businessman Chad Dean, shared their own personal aspirations and hopes for national development.
I pray that the Bahamas would be a better place with more peace, love, and harmony, and less crime.
Said in 2024, it was a year of sowing. So now I'm looking for the harvest, of course, in 2025.
I want to see more things done in my life. Because I have a of organization La PAC, Lend a Hand Pantry and Clothing, where I give to the poor and those that are in need. And I want to do even more going into 2025, helping the elderly.
And it's that same spirit of giving back that Roll says fuels his passion to help uplift and rebuild his own West End community, creating opportunities and hope for the future.
We, the people of the West End, are known for hospitality, and we want to continue to build on that hospitality to make it even better than it was before. And so I believe we're going to have a very, very good year in the West. For myself, I just want to continue to give God thanks, to be thankful for what I have, because what's going on around the world, we should be very grateful in this country called the Bahamas of ours. We're doing very well compared to other countries.
And just a reminder, those road closures tomorrow due to the Royal Bahamas Police Force's annual service and parade, which will cause disruptions to traffic across these key areas. If you want to see them again, be sure to head over to ournews.bs. With that, we thank you so much for joining us for our News Weekend. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. Have a wonderful evening.
Hi, and thank you for watching. I'm Natalia Hall. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to see more content from the team you already trust.